Welcome to Bible Mysteries channel. Our channel is all about Bible stories. We're here to share amazing stories from the Old and New Testament. Here we embark on an enlightening journey through sacred scriptures, delving into timeless narratives, lessons and profound wisdom. Today we delve into a chapter about Pontius Pilate and his role in Jesus Christ's crucifixion. Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea, emerges prominently in historical narratives due to his pivotal role in the trial and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. The biblical accounts provide vivid descriptions of Pilate's actions during this tumultuous period, where he found himself entangled in the religious and political dynamics of the region. While the events leading up to and including Jesus' crucifixion are extensively documented, the details of Pilate's life and activities after this significant episode are less explicit in historical records. Nevertheless, the available sources offer glimpses into Pilate's later years, portraying a complex figure and navigating through political struggles and challenges. The trial of Jesus, one of the most iconic episodes in the New Testament, unfolds against the charged backdrop of Roman-occupied Judea. Pontius Pilate, as the Roman governor, found himself at the center of this crucial event, wrestling with the delicate balance between maintaining Roman authority and addressing the fervent sentiments of the local Jewish population. Pilate's role in the trial of Jesus is highlighted by the Gospels, particularly in the accounts of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The narrative begins with the Jewish religious leaders, particularly the chief priests and Pharisees, presenting Jesus before Pilate. Their motive was to seek Roman intervention in condemning Jesus, as they lacked the authority to carry out the death penalty under Roman rule. Pilate, aware of the complexities of the situation, engaged in a series of dialogues with Jesus. He questioned Jesus about his claims to kinship and his intentions, seeking clarity on the charges brought against him. The answers provided by Jesus seemed to alleviate Pilate's initial concerns about the threat Jesus posed to Roman rule. Pilate famously declared that he found no fault in Jesus. However, Pilate's attempt to release Jesus faced strong opposition from the religious leaders, who accused Jesus of blasphemy and inciting rebellion against Roman authority. Faced with mounting pressure and the possibility of unrest, Pilate found himself in a precarious position. The pivotal moment in the trial comes with Pilate's attempt to appease the crowd by offering them the choice between releasing Jesus or Barabbas, a notorious criminal. In a move that would resonate throughout history, Pilate symbolically washed his hands in front of the crowd, declaring his innocence of Jesus' blood. This act, recorded in Matthew 27-24-26, Mark 15:15, and Luke 23:24-25, encapsulates the intricate balance Pilate attempted to strike between his allegiance to Roman authority and his desire to placate the local sentiments. The symbolic washing of hands by Pilate is a powerful gesture, illustrating his attempt to absolve himself of responsibility for the decision to crucify Jesus. While the act may be seen as an attempt to distance himself from the consequences, it also reflects the internal conflict and moral dilemma faced by Pilate. He acknowledged Jesus' innocence, but yielded to the crowd's demands to avoid potential unrest, a decision that would forever be etched in Christian theology and tradition. Pilate's handling of the trial of Jesus showcases the political complexities of his role as a Roman governor in a region marked by religious fervor and tensions. His attempt at maintaining order while navigating the conflicting demands of Roman rule and local sentiments highlights the intricate dance of power and compromise. The trial of Jesus, with Pilate at its center, stands as a timeless narrative that transcends historical and religious boundaries, offering profound insights into the complexities of leadership and moral decision-making. After the crucifixion of Jesus, Pontius Pilate continued to hold the position of Roman governor in Judea. While the historical records from this post-crucifixion period are scarce and fragmentary. It is evident that Pilate confronted numerous challenges in governing a region characterized by religious diversity, cultural distinctions, and simmering tensions between the Roman occupiers and the local Jewish population. One of the primary challenges Pilate faced was navigating the intricate dynamics of a region marked by a rich tapestry of religious beliefs. Judea was home to diverse sects and religious groups, including Pharisees, Sadducees, Essenes, and Zealots, each with its own interpretation of Judaism. Pilate had to tread carefully to maintain stability and prevent religious conflicts from escalating, especially considering the recent turmoil surrounding the crucifixion of Jesus, which had stirred religious sentiments among the populace. Cultural distinctions also played a significant role in shaping the challenges Pilate encountered. The cultural landscape of Judea was characterized by a blend of Jewish, Greco-Roman, and local traditions. Pilate, as the Roman governor, needed to balance the imposition of Roman authority with a nuanced understanding of local customs. Striking this balance was crucial to maintaining social order and preventing cultural clashes between the Roman occupiers and the indigenous population. The simmering tensions between the Roman occupiers and the Jewish population constituted another layer of complexity in Pilate's governance. The socio-political fault lines were exacerbated by the Roman occupation, and Pilate had to carefully manage relations to prevent outbreaks of violence and rebellion. The memory of Jesus' crucifixion, a deeply significant event with religious and political implications, lingered among the Jewish population, adding an additional layer of complexity to Pilate's rule. Pilate's leadership during this period reflected a delicate dance between appeasement and assertiveness. While he sought to maintain Roman authority, he also recognized the importance of understanding and respecting the unique characteristics of the region he governed. His decisions likely involved a combination of political pragmatism and attempts to maintain a semblance of harmony among the diverse populace. One notable historical reference comes from the works of Flavius Josephus, a Jewish historian writing in the 1st century. Josephus briefly mentions Pilate in his Antiquities of the Jews, highlighting instances where Pilate's decisions led to confrontations with the Jewish population. One such incident involved the use of temple funds for the construction of an aqueduct, leading to protests and discontent among the people. These confrontations underscore Pilate's authoritarian governance style and the challenges he faced in maintaining order. Another source shedding light on Pilate's post-crucifixion period is the Roman historian Tacitus. In his Annals, Tacitus briefly refers to Pilate while discussing the early history of Christianity and the events surrounding the Great Fire of Rome in 64 CE. Tacitus portrays Pilate as a harsh and oppressive governor, offering additional context to Pilate's overall tenure in Judea. The available historical records suggest that Pilate's later years were marked by political struggles and challenges in an environment where the interests of Rome and the local populace often clashed. While the details remain sparse, the general historical narrative depicts Pilate as a figure dealing with the complexities of governance in a region with a turbulent history. Later Christian traditions and apocryphal texts add intriguing layers to the post-crucifixion narrative of Pontius Pilate, weaving elements of guilt, remorse, and fictionalized accounts that delve into the consequences of his role in Jesus' crucifixion. These traditions, while not considered canonical, have contributed significantly to the evolving perception of Pilate in Christian thought. In some Christian traditions, Pilate is portrayed as a figure haunted by guilt and remorse for his involvement in the crucifixion of Jesus. The idea of Pilate being tormented by the moral weight of his decision aligns with theological reflections on responsibility, sin, and redemption. This portrayal finds resonance in various literary works, paintings, and later Christian traditions that seek to explore the psychological impact of Pilate's role in the crucifixion. The apocryphal texts, such as the Gospel of Nicodemus, also known as the Acts of Pilate or the Gospel of Pilate, are among the writings that contribute fictionalized accounts of Pilate's post-crucifixion interactions and fate. These texts, dated to the early centuries of the Christian era, often present imaginative narratives that elaborate on the lives of biblical figures, including Pilate. In the Gospel of Nicodemus, Pilate emerges as a more sympathetic character, grappling with the consequences of his actions. According to some versions of this apocryphal text, Pilate attempts to distance himself from the responsibility for Jesus' death, going so far as to wash his hands a second time in an attempt to cleanse himself of guilt. Despite these efforts, Pilate is haunted by nightmares, visions, and internal turmoil. The fictionalized accounts in the apocryphal texts also depict Pilate engaging with Jesus' followers and grappling with the growing movement of early Christians. In some versions, Pilate is portrayed as sympathetic to the Christian message, and he allegedly converts to Christianity, seeking forgiveness for his role in Jesus' crucifixion. These narratives, while imaginative and not rooted in historical accuracy, serve theological purposes by exploring themes of repentance, forgiveness, and redemption. The fate of Pilate, as depicted in some of these apocryphal traditions, takes a tragic turn. Some versions suggest that Pilate, burdened by guilt and facing political persecution, ultimately takes his own life. The motif of Pilate's suicide is not only a literary device, but also a reflection of the moral consequences attributed to his role in the crucifixion. While these later Christian traditions and apocryphal texts provide imaginative and sometimes divergent accounts of Pilate's post-crucifixion life, it is essential to approach them with a critical understanding of their fictional nature. The intent behind these narratives often goes beyond historical accuracy, aiming to convey theological messages about repentance, forgiveness, and the profound impact of Jesus' crucifixion on both the faithful and those directly involved in the events. In conclusion, Pilate's tenure as the Roman governor of Judea after the crucifixion of Jesus was characterized by multifaceted challenges. The region's religious diversity, cultural distinctions, and the lingering tensions between the Roman occupiers and the Jewish population created a complex environment that required Pilate to navigate through various political and social fault lines. His leadership during this post-crucifixion period remains a subject of historical intrigue, offering insights into the complexities of governance in a region marked by historical and religious significance.